These are the KsheTapes. U-Man and Favaz explore the backstories and interviews heard on Kshe, the longest-running rock station in the country.
Hello, everybody. It's KsheTapes. John Hewlett and Favaz. This is episode 158 of our podcast, and it's an interview today that Favaz did with members of Yes.
Yes, and it was back in the year 1999. It is Alan White, the drummer, Chris Squire, who has passed away since. He was the bass player, and Billy Sherwood. Was he a guitar player, John?
I think so, yes. Billy Sherwood is the guitar player. Or who's singing? Yeah.
I mean, it was John. Was it John Anderson back then? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out here on the interview. But anyway, this is one of those interviews that I did on reel-to-reel tape. So it's going to sound kind of weird, but at the same time, it's members of Yes.
Yeah,
so.
On tape from 1999.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Say hi to Alan, Chris, and Billy. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, man?
All right, doing good, man.
How do you pronounce your second name?
Favaz.
Favaz.
Yeah. It's actually Favaza. It's Sicilian, but I just cut off the A and used
You
Favaz.
love to play that
That
part.
might be my next pseudonym on the road.
Hey, that'd be cool.
That's gonna, I think it was Billy Sherwood says it's going to be his next pseudonym on the road.
That's what he uses at hotels. Great.
Hey, it's Favaz, and with me on the ISDN lines, the crystal clear lines here at Kshe, is Chris Squire, Alan White, and Billy Sherwood. Hello, guys. What's up?
Hello.
Of course, Yes has a brand new record out. It's called The Ladder. It's been out for a couple months now. And
The latter, yes. Yeah.
What do you think of The Ladder, John?
Well, I don't remember all that much about it, but if it's Yes, it can't be terrible.
Because you
Trying to
like
think.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember us playing something from it. I have to pull out
Well,
I'll have to look this all up.
play the interview
Yeah.
while you look up. Because The Ladder, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, there was a song we played off of it.
heavily playing the current single, Homeworld. First of all, congratulations.
Homeworld, that was a
on
good
another great
song.
record.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. And that was John Anderson
Yes.
singing on that.
Homeward.
I thought it was
Homebound or-
Homeworld, I thought it was.
Homeworld? Oh.
I don't know. Do you want
Stop getting old yet after 31 years?
No.
Success never gets old.
That's true. That's very
We're
true.
actually enjoying playing a lot of the new stuff on stage. It's really good.
I
You
just
can't
saw
hear
it
'em, man.
in concert.
You got three guys. That's the other thing. You're trying to interview three people at the same time.
You don't know who's talking.
Yes. Well, in this case, you know one guy because he doesn't have an English accent.
Yeah,
but the
Billy.
other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy. But the other two, I know Chris Squire's voice. I can kind of tell you,
Is it worth playing?
is it worth playing?
Yeah, on the
What?
KsheTapes?
Well,
Recording?
let's keep going here and see what
right.
it sounds like. But Homeworld was on the album The Ladder.
It was a good song.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was a good song, but nothing else came off of that album. It was just one of their latter albums that came out in 1999, as you said. But it has the cover done by the guy who did all their album covers, the same name as the car dealership down in Florida, the Cardinals Stadium.
Jupiter.
Roger Dean.
Roger Dean.
Roger Dean.
Oh.
Yes.
Rec TV from the Hard Rock Cafe.
House of Blues.
House of Blues, that's right.
In Mandalay Bay.
That was a very good show. Let's see. The Ladder came out, like I said, a couple months ago. Homeworld is the track that Casey's playing right now, and I just found out that this song will be used on a PC game. Tell us about that.
It's a game called Homeworld that Sierra, the company Sierra, has produced and put out. And they came to us in Vancouver with a few games for us to look at because we wanted to get involved with them. And one of the games was Homeworld, and that really caught our eye just because it looked really very cool visually. And so we started thinking about taking this song called The Ladder that John had been using as a working title and maybe changing it into Homeworld.
I see.
And so as a result of that, the song The Ladder became Homeworld, and the album became called The Ladder. So it was kind of cool.
Had you guys ever been involved with something like that before?
Not like this, no. And we were really
Is that Billy
wanting to
Sherwood?
be
Yeah, it's Billy talking, yeah.
Okay.
involved with something like this because it's any way that you can get to new ears is the way to go. And the demographics playing these video games these days are they're pretty wide. So
Absolutely. The big story, though, that happened during the recording of The Ladder was that the producer of this record, Bruce Fairbairn, died. And I know John was the one that found his body, I believe. But at what stage of the recording?
Oh, John Anderson found Bruce Fairbairn's
I did not
body.
realize that. Ooh, we're breaking news here, John.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Wonder where you heard that from. I guess it's just I
don't know.
Maybe it was a news story back then.
I wouldn't have said it on the air, John, because knowing me, I'm accurate all the time.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just like you.
Wow.
So did he die, and how did it affect you guys?
He passed away right around the mixing stage, around the middle of the mixes.
So I guess if you're going to die, that's the time to do it.
Well,
he could have waited.
a couple weeks.
Yeah. He could have waited a couple of weeks, right?
Bruce would think that was funny.
Bruce would be laughing. He's laughing right now.
Is he really laughing right now?
It was one of those things that was a real tragedy, but at the same time, we felt pretty confident in where he was going direction-wise. So the engineer who had been
He was 49 when he passed away.
Wow, that's young.
Yeah.
working with him real tight.
And Bruce Fairbairn, you got to tell people who might not know who he is.
Yeah.
He was a producer, Canadian producer of Loverboy and I think Bryan Adams albums. A lot of Canadian bands used him.
Did he do
and then he
Aerosmith
spread.
too?
Yeah, then he spread to American bands. He was a well-known
Yeah,
producer
he
back
was.
then. Yeah.
He was.
For the last however many years, had a pretty good vision of where Bruce wanted to go. So we finished the album as best we could, and we thought, with him in mind,
Now, of course, Bruce Fairbairn had produced Aerosmith, Kiss, Bon Jovi, among others. How did you guys get hooked up with him in the first place?
Well, we were playing in Vancouver in the fall of '98 on our North American tour that year, and he came along and saw us, and our management, Left Bank management, they had a relationship with him because he worked on the Cranberries album, who also with our management company.
Mm-hmm.
So they just really hooked us up, and Bruce saw our show, and he liked what he saw. And we had lunch and just decided we'd go ahead and try making an album together, and it was a great working relationship.
Did you envision working with him in the future then, too?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was the one guy who found a way to get through the Yes musical politics as well as the Yes personal stuff.
Oh, yes. The Yes
The
politics.
Politics.
Yeah.
Always comes into play with big bands that have been around a long time.
Yeah. But this album did feature all three of the main guys,
Yeah.
Steve Howe, Chris Squire, and John Anderson. Yeah.
And really come out the other end with a pretty well-balanced picture,
Well, you can tell that the record is very slick. Bruce always does a great job. We're speaking with...
This makes me want to go back and listen to that album.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
I'd have to do it on the internet because I don't have the album.
Right.
Yeah.
members of Yes, Chris Squire, Alan White, and Billy Sherwood here in KsheTapes. What are you guys doing on New Year's Eve? What are the big plans? Are you guys playing anywhere, or are you just sitting at home?
Yeah, because the year 2000 was coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember the world was supposed to crash. The computers were all supposed to crash.
Y2K.
Yeah.
We were considering it earlier in the year, but then I think at one point we realized that maybe most people wanted to just stay home, on New Year's Eve, and I think we're going to join them. So that's really... I know a lot of the big shows that were planned have all been cancelled because of lack of interest, so I think generally people just want to stay home and do it.
You thought Y2K was something. Wait till the pandemic hits in 2020, guys.
22 years later.
Yeah, yeah.
Or 21 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read in the USA Today that like 55% of the people are staying at home this New Year's Eve. I don't know if it's the Y2K scare or...
I don't think it's that so much. I just think I just don't think there's enough taxis and limo services for people who want to go out there and get this. It's like.
Now, you guys have done this small theater thing, I guess, for the last couple months, and you haven't been to St. Louis, and you always come, and it's always usually at the Fox Theater. I don't know if you guys remember that place.
Yeah,
Chris Allen.
beautiful place.
What are the plans? I have the Yes fans calling me every afternoon saying, hey, when are they coming to town?
Yeah, well, this tour we just did was a promotional tour that was put together very much at the last...
Is that Chris
time.
Squire?
We didn't really have an
Yes, that's Chris Squire.
a date to do a good show in St. Louis, but we will be back next year, probably late spring, early summer.
Playing outside, I would guess?
Yeah, probably outside. We're looking at doing a bigger tour with maybe some other acts on there, like a Progapalooza kind of tour. And
Juggler,
yeah,
magician, you dwarf.
Chris Squire passed away at the age of 67.
What year?
And 2015.
Huh. Wow.
2015.
So
Yeah.
we had him on way
You
before.
got to have the
A
midget.
few other acts. So we're looking at a bigger show. So we'll definitely put Lewis at the top of the list.
Now, let me ask you this. After all these years of touring and everything, has the BS level risen or lowered as far as just the touring goes?
Are you talking about me now?
Anybody that wants to. Oh, now, personally, okay.
It's unfortunate he has those initials, isn't it, really?
That's right, Billy.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said?
No.
Yeah, he says, you said about the BS.
The BS level.
And I guess Billy Sherwood said something about, you talking about me or whatever.
Yeah.
And Chris Squire said he does have the same initials.
I think if anything, the BS level, and this is BS speaking here,
Billy Sherwood.
I think that it's diminished, and we've really come together as a unit over the last 4 or 5 years here, working together from the tail end of Keys to Ascension through Open Your Eyes and now the Ladder. We've really devoted our lives and looked at each other and say, yeah, let's carry on, let's keep this flame going,
I see. Members of Yes, Chris Squire. Oh, by the way, Chris, you've been there from day one. What's your favorite Yes album and song, and why?
Oh, I don't really have just one.
Just one, you don't?
Real I mean, I've got lots of favorite moments on lots of the different albums. If one song that I'm always asked about that I think was a major influence on the direction, Yes, is Heart of the Sunrise and Fragile, because that was the first.
Heart of the Sunrise and Fragile.
The longer form pieces, and I think in terms of a balance of a great little song that John wrote and the instrumental dynamics in that song, I think that set a lot of the road for the way Yes is going to go in the future. And then when we moved on to Close to the Edge and Telegraphic Ocean, they sort of sprung from that original concept of expanding, music to be a little longer than 2 minutes and 55.
Are you amazed at how well John's voice has held over these years?
I'm so happy about it. Yeah, John's a really consistent vocalist, and we're very lucky to have him.
All right, well, we can't wait to see Yes coming to concert next spring, I guess. Probably out at the Riverport Amphitheater outdoors. Chris Squire, Alan White, Billy Sherwood, thanks for taking time out to talk to us, and we can't wait to see you.
Oh, thank you, man.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Would you
Apologize for the audio.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if I told you that Yes put out an album earlier this year?
And we didn't even hear about
As a
it?
matter of fact, earlier this month.
So it doesn't feature John Anderson this is the Steve Howe version of Yes.
Yeah, Billy Sherwood's still in the group.
Huh.
Alan White on drums, Jeff Downs of the Buggles, still in the band, and the lead singer is John Davison.
Yeah.
The album just came out.
What's it called?
It's called Quest, The Quest.
Huh.
And Roger Dean's artwork is on the cover again.
Wow.
Yeah, released 1 October 2021.
Huh.
Isn't that something? I'm going to have to check that out.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't know it. Yeah, they, and they are not a band that was into the best of albums. Because how do you have a best of Yes album with so many songs that are so long? It'd have to be a gigantic box set.
Right.
And I'm not saying that hasn't happened, but I don't think that it has. And they just continue to put out albums. Since the Ladder, there was Magnification in 2001, Fly From Here in 2011, so there was a 10-year gap there. Heaven and Earth in 2014, and now this one, The Quest.
Huh. Well,
there you go. If you're a Yes fan, check it out.
Yeah.
All right, that's our podcast for today. I'm John Hewlett. You can follow me on Twitter at STLUman. And that's Favaz. You can follow him wherever he goes.
Wherever I'm at.
Yeah,
AMF.
Just don't.
Just follow me.
Yeah, just don't get too close. Have a mask on. All right. See you later. Bye.
The KsheTapes with U-Man and Favaz. For more on the history of Kshe, go to KsheTapes95.com or the Kshe mobile app.